what's up? We got some stuff to talk about. Yes. Naga, JV7XBT, Kajaka, how we doing? I need more vibe in my headphones. Marky B, Bobo. Good. Doing good. How about you guys? Good. All right. How did we all do yesterday? Am I echoing? I think I am. Is crypto dead? Yeah. Twilax. Thanks, man. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate that. Fine, I sold just for the dump-ish. Hey, good for you. So how's everybody feeling? Are we happy? Are we sad right now? Bag of Magic, what's up? Good because you like the retrace? Yeah, I mean, it's one way to do it. I gotta see what's going on here. Not extremely happy either. Made some gains this quarter. Yeah, it depends on how you set yourself up, right? Like if you have yourself in a good spot. Oh, that's why. Now I got it. Perfect. Cats, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I mean, it depends on how you gauge your vocals. Oh, my bad. There we go. Switch my BTC to ETH. Along the soul dip. Yeah. There's a couple things that have happened recently. By the way, new camera, if you guys can't tell. Camera's looking tight. Looking good. Gary, how you doing? Yeah, chair's nice too. Got the platypus special. He put me onto this. That's pretty cool. So, I think we have some room for concern. Quieter music? Okay. There you go. Yeah, we got lots of HD right now. Hella HD. This is actually a turned down version of what this camera can do also. It's pretty sick. Yeah, you gotta have the beats, right? Come on now. So I think, just to get into this a little bit, there's some cause for concern right now. Bobo with the sub too. Let's go. Twilax, Bobo, thank you. Yeah, let me know if the sounds off, if the music's too loud. I'm always happy to adjust. Yeah. Yeah, Kaz has a good look on that. Okay, cool. So here's how I'm feeling. I have an active short signal on Bitcoin right now. An active short signal. And it's a strong one. Okay. That doesn't mean it will take place, but it does have me very concerned right now. Kenny, what's up? JV7XB has a signal on 3-day, I have a signal on daily. Okay, so like there's some reason to be concerned. The thing about bull markets though, guys, is it can go a lot further than you think. Usually it's not just like, you know, straight down. Things will kind of hang out for a little while, and then they kind of take a dive. So I don't think we're done yet. I really don't. But this is a pretty classic double top pattern right here. Okay, I have this on my clean chart. This is clean for me. 50-day, and I drew one box. Okay. This is a pretty classic double top pattern. And a lot of times people think, well, double tops are equal tops. They're actually not. In fact, more powerful reversal signals look exactly like this. They look where you have one shot up, down, another shot, and then reject. A lot can happen between now and then, but there is a very, very clear bearish daily MACD divergence right now. So I've ignored these signals before, and it generally does not work out well. Okay, let me show you. Okay, that was one right there. That's another one right there. Okay, this happens all the time in crypto. All the time. It even happened here, by the way. These were overlapping signals. So that's literally 1, 2, 3, 4 short signals, and all of them on this time frame played out. So there's some cause for concern. Here's the thing about these signals. They're not always accurate, and they can take a while to fully develop, okay? So it's not to say that we aren't done yet, or that we are done. And even if you do, just... So I don't... Mark asked if there's a hidden bullish divergence. I mean, theoretically there could be, right? But one, I don't play into that. It's less direct. It's a little bit more like hopium induced, like the hidden divergences or whatnot. But look how close we are to the channel breaking. Okay? Remember what happened the last time the channel broke? It was here. And this is where we had the conversation around the A line and what that means. Because essentially wherever that generally breaks is where you get this like line of the A resistance, and it's usually where you'll see a higher low come in. You'll see it reject, come back down, put it in the A line, and you get your higher low when you can't retake that area. So I'm not saying exit all crypto markets now, because I think that this could just turn and go parabolic again. There's no reason to say that it won't. But this is a signal that I have in my youth, and in my youth I mean not that long ago, ignored. And that generally does not play well when you ignore it. The other thing just to mention about this signal itself, and I think it's worth talking about, this could actually turn around and shoot back up. Turn the volume down, yeah. That was half a decibel. How's that? More? I forgot last time I kept it going, and I just turned it down when Kaz came on, so I screwed my settings. Also, what's in my ear and what you guys hear are different things. So I have it jammed pretty loud for me, and I don't know what you guys hear. So I just put it down like 2 decibels. If you want more, let me know. All right, there you go. Now we're down to 16, which is 2 more. Okay. I'm gonna keep just like pumping it until you guys tell me it's fine. The beats are very strong. That's what we want. We want strong beats. Nobody likes weak beats. All right, that should be good. So here's the thing about this signal, guys. It is a short signal. It is a reversal signal. There is a double top. Okay, the double top goes along with it. It's at this like all-time high, just peaked into it resistance area. There's a couple things that could happen. One, we could hold this channel, but we're right on it. We came down to it yesterday and kicked back up, and we're sitting right here. I do kind of expect that to happen, but it doesn't mean that it will. And the way that this signal works is we could actually still do this, and the signal would probably still be valid. Sorry, my new camera's in the way of where I technically go, because it would still be a bearish divergence if this second pump, so like you see this here, how this top corresponds with the MACD over here, which is like 4,500. Second pump, even though it got higher, momentum's decreasing. If we got a rip where MACD overtook the previous pump at 40, let's stop here. I'm gonna call it 4,500. If it pumps and goes over that, then the signal is canceled. Okay? But it could pump a good amount and turn over, and the reversal signal is still there. And you're supposed to enter or close or whatever you want to do with this on this firing signal, which is what happened yesterday. The daily close yesterday activated this short. So I'm head on a swivel. I moved a third of the fund to cash. A third. So not crazy, because here's what I would expect to happen, all right? And I want you to monitor this, because as much as I'd like to like come in and broadcast you guys like, hey, there's some shit to look at, I got to handle my own shit. I got to handle the fund. I got to alert other people that I help them with their positions, okay? But here's what you should look for. Oh. If we lose this channel, it's a sign of weakness, okay? So whether we do it now or we do it later, breaking the channel here is a sign of weakness, which will create, wherever it breaks, probably there, additional resistance, okay? Typically speaking, I need to move this shit. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Perfect. Typically speaking, even after it breaks down, you'll get a relief pump. And it's the A line that ends up being the area where you'll see that higher low or lower high form. So if you miss it now and you say, I really don't want to give up, I don't want to close my positions, which I've not closed my positions either. I always think that it's worth riding the highs until you get a secondary confirmation signal, which is what I'm talking about here. So that is when I would say, all right, we need to be looking at shit. What's up, Shady? But here's the other thing too. I'm gonna pull up Ethereum in a second. Ethereum looks pretty good, so that's fine. Even with this as it is, my target is not crazy. Okay, The target on this signal is the 50-day moving average. Essentially, it is a full mean reversion. That's what this is. It does not mean that this is the end of the bull market. It means that we're in for a short-term retrace, which is what I think is going to happen. So it would be, by the time it got there, I would think like 58 to 60. Somebody asked about the CME gap fill. Mark, hasn't gotten filled. Where is it? Is it 60, 61? I don't look at that, but I know it's a meme that people do look at. $61. Thank you, Tony. So 61, yeah, right there. Okay. Yeah. 58 to 60 is what I had in mind. You know, maybe it's 61 with a little bit of an overshoot on liquidity, but on liquidity tapping. But I want you to look for this. If we lose the channel, mark the point where we lose the channel. That's this red line here. If we came down to, so it actually, just based on my own what I was saying here, it would look more like this, right? Okay. If you were expecting it to drop lower. This, if this happened, would become the most crucial part of the chart. And if we get a breakdown, I would look for a catch, I would play the catch, and then we would decide what happens the remainder of the year based on if we were able to retake this and get back up to the channel. And I think you'll see me become pretty conservative if we get a rejection at any logical point, and I'll probably move to mostly cash. But we're not there yet. Crypto Zappa, still think BTC, first time chatter. Still think BTC will lead if we get upside. ETH BTC costs a night. Yeah. So it's a good question, and it's been pretty interesting to see how strong ETH BTC has been. So we can go there next, and then we can talk about a few other things. I am pretty shocked to see how strong this, because essentially it's been up only versus Bitcoin since we came down. And I just got a buy short, low time frame buy signal alert. That's what that was. It just popped up on the screen. So it's retraced a lot of our move from when we switched. This is about where we switched over from BTC to Ethereum. It was actually like right there. To BTC from Ethereum. And you've seen it kind of retrace back forward. I'm shocked to see that, if I'm 100% honest with you, as quickly as it was. There wasn't really a reversal signal I liked. It's just interesting that took place. So if we get another rinse out, which I'm saying we probably do, this would be that confirmation point. Like if we get that rinse out and we hold that area, because you see it, like there's a lot of evidence to suggest that this is kind of that stop it. Oh my god, I hate you. Fuck you. Oh my god. You guys like watching me fucking struggle on this? 'Cause it's fun for me too. There we go. There's a decent amount of evidence to safely say that this is kind of that area, that SR flip area that matters. So you have support, up, breakdown, resistance, and we just rip right through it like no problem. So if we do get any kind of rinse out, like I'm thinking we will, I'd be curious to see if this holds. If it does hold, the just another big time signal that Ethereum is the better short, medium, long term play right now. It's breaking down a little bit right now versus Bitcoin. So we'll see. I was surprised to see that strength. It didn't really make sense. It doesn't really jive with what I just said about Bitcoin either. So I have no problem admitting that that doesn't look right. This recovered better. So if you've listened to me at all, you know I generally don't use fibs. I think that they're, for the most part, you know, like reading the moon cycle, okay? But you can use them for probable rejection points on turns, which is the only time I really do use it. And it's that rejecting the 50 to 61.8 where it's the most likely to happen, which is what we just got. If this doesn't turn and keep, you know, hightailing it back up to highs. There's so much that is bullish about crypto right now. It's hard for me to sit here and say, yeah, I think we're due for this, but we've been overcooked, and then what really sort of not sealed my thought on this, but I talked about this line on stream last time. I don't remember. This thick red line, if you guys remember, I was like, you know, if they're thick, it's because they're there for a reason. So, again, I apologize. It's a busy ass chart, but this is all I want you to look at, okay? You know what? So that's fine. That's because you can say, so Zappa says, I refute. Fibs have worked very well for me, especially using extensions for price targets. If that's how you want to set your price targets, that's fine. My problem is there's like 7,000 levels. So like, yeah, it's definitely right. Just pick one of the 7,000. It gives you it every 2%. So which one was it? Oh, this time it was the 146.8 line did it. Like, oh, okay, cool, man. The last time it was the 154.2 line. And oh my God. You know, so like that's my issues with fibs, is that people are like, oh, this shit's amazing. Well, it's like, well, yeah, if you put a line every couple percent, you're gonna be right. So did it work? I choose. You know what's funny? Just real quickly as an aside, and I'm gonna get back to this very important point. But now, yeah, Kelazar exactly right. So Zappa, I just want to say this really quick. He said, you know, fibs, whatever, and like, look, if that's how you do it and it works for you and you have a system and that's how you take profits, then fucking do it. I'm not here to tell you to do anything otherwise. I just don't think it necessarily works because I see them used inconsistently, and I see people tout how good they are inconsistently with different levels. And so it's like, you know, yeah, you see what you want to see. Exactly right. But I bring this up because I listened to yesterday, there was a new episode of Uncommon Core. Did you guys listen to that? Do you know what Uncommon Core is? I guess I should ask that first. All right. So for those of you who don't, it's a podcast by Suzu, who's the CEO of Three Arrows Capital, and Hasu, who's also like a writer for Crypto News, Deribit analyst, and it's on Spotify among everything else. So it is a podcast. In my opinion, like when people ask me about crypto podcasts, it's the only one that I give. Uncommon Core with Suzu and Hasu. Hasu's English isn't amazing, but it's gotten a lot better, like way better from when he started. And Sue, I think, went to like MIT or Harvard or I don't know, one of those places. I probably should know where he went. Anyway, they had a new episode released yesterday, which it's not like they do it every week. They do it when there's topics to talk about. And the topic yesterday was like crypto valuation. Like, how do you value a certain crypto token? Is it relative? Is it absolute valuation? Is it stock to flow? Is it, and they gave all these theories about how you value these assets when you're in like a marketplace that is kind of figuring out as we go. And so I thought it was very interesting. They talk about the different ways that people choose valuation models, the different ways that funds are trying to value crypto, because are you valuing it like gold, where it's a $12 trillion market cap and this is a store of value for Bitcoin? Are you valuing it like stocks, like securities? Is it a PE ratio, because some crypto makes money and others don't? So they go through and they talk about all the different valuation models, which I find that very interesting. What I typically do for targets is I look for reversals, okay? I look for reversals, and I also look at market cap targets. So if you're looking at Uniswap and you thought Cake was undervalued when you were looking at Uniswap and SushiSwap, then I would put my target somewhere in the area where it became more equitable, at least for the amount of revenue or the amount of volume that they have on their chain. And so that's a valuation model. That's what I choose to use. You can choose whatever you want to do, right? Corian. Yeah, it's kind of an ad hoc. I got a new camera today too, if you can't tell. I'm HD as fuck right now, which is pretty cool. So the thing about fibs for targets, that's perfectly fine. I choose to take a little bit more of an FA approach with it, and that's where I get my targets. But I also wait for reversals, right? And that's what we just had happen with Bitcoin. So I'm seeing a reversal on Bitcoin. Does that mean Bitcoin tops out at 68 or whatever it was, 69? Not necessarily. But I'm not going to ignore that very, very strong reversal signal that I know from my time doing this. Anyway, back to the point on Ethereum. I saw somebody, it might have been Trader SZ or somebody said, I think there's pretty damn big resistance at 4,800 for Ethereum. Okay. And I agree. And here's why. This thick ass line, if you watched the other day, was where I said, this is not easily overtaken. And I'm going to show where this comes from, okay? So you have this touch here. We touched, we did not get through it. Let me get closer so you guys can see. I drew this line before we got to here on price. In fact, I did it live on stream a couple days ago. Go find it if you don't believe me. Fucking ads. But you know what? If you're a sub now, you probably don't have ads. I changed that setting. Where is Wakame to confirm? Because he was bitching the most about it before. So if you're a sub, you probably don't have ads. I think it's like 30 seconds, so we'll wait. But as soon as I go to the most impactful shit I have to say. Or watch on YouTube. Yeah, that works too, man. I don't give a shit. Technically, here's the thing, BB, on that. Or Biba. Bobby. Technically, I'm not supposed to be streaming on both these at the same time. You're supposed to stream on Twitch first and then give it 24 hours and then you can stream on YouTube, or you can like put it on YouTube, but I don't really give a fuck. I'll get in trouble. Alright, let me know when you're back from ads. Oh, what's up, Luke? I figured it was. I thought I remember that being you. Biba Bobby? So it's saying forward and backwards. I like that. Kajeka, are you back? Oh, thank God. Alright, so you guys are back. So we have this line. I'm going to walk through what this is. Drew it a few days ago. We got one touch into it, a second touch into it. Thought we were breaking through, and wham. Okay? A $500, 10% retrace, right? Well, where does this line come from? Well, here's our top from May. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. And there is our top from 2018. Okay? So it's essentially one large topping line, which is a very, very strong signal, okay? It's a very, very strong rejection signal. And you just can't ignore it, okay? That's, you just can't ignore that. So, it looked like Ethereum looks better than Bitcoin does. And if you look at the same signal that I was looking at for Bitcoin, it is not here on Ethereum. So it's not to say that we won't just like keep moving, or maybe Bitcoin retraces and Ethereum moves sideways until we can break through this. Because the reason why you don't want to exit all crypto markets is if you do eventually break a line like this, one, it's probably the end of the cycle. Because it will lead to a parabola. It will lead to a parabolic breakout. And I don't know. I would actually prefer us move sideways and down and then give us more time to move forward. It could be a decoupling. I don't know. I just know that when you get a signal that you've used in the past and it works, you don't ignore it. Okay? And that's where we are now. This is an active short signal on Bitcoin. Now, let's go through the conversation about what happens if I'm right. Which, you know, I hope I'm wrong. And I'll be happy to come on here and say I was wrong and that my charts are stupid and you guys shouldn't talk to me anymore. No, not really. I think I'm still kind of fun to hang out with. But even if we do reject and come back down to test the 50-day, if we maintain this higher low that we formed, Brisbane. Yeah, Brisbane, right? Yep. Well, hold on, Accordion. We could see the flippening. Brisbane, thank you for popping in. First time chatter. I always appreciate first time chatters, right? We got 3 new subs today too. Thank you guys. I need to get some of those stupid ass animations so whenever somebody subs, it will like have some guy running across the way. But even if we rejected down to my target at 58 to 60, but did not lose this new higher low and just move sideways for a while, or was range bound, like quite frankly, my dream scenario, like let's bounce between 58 and 68 for 5 months, okay? We will all be so rich off of alts, it will be insane. And that would kind of lead to what Accordion just said was, okay, but if ETH was a cup and handle, the measure moves around 6150. Well, if we get a range-bound Bitcoin, alt's king is Ethereum, okay? Ethereum drives the ship. Right? Wolf Wall Street gets for subs? Oh, okay. I need somebody to teach me how to do that. I would fucking love to do that. I'd love to do that. I will do it. If someone can like give me a walkthrough on how to do that, I will do it for subs. I don't know. It'll take me a while because you know I'm a boomer, but I will do it. So I would say that if here's the 2 scenarios if we break down again. I'm hoping this thing just like straight fucking reverses up and we don't even have to talk about this. If we break down and hold here and just go range bound, yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Okay, legitimately amazing. We're all gonna make a ton of money, and we'll look back on this going, you know what, Jared was kind of right, but at the end of the day, I don't give a shit because you know all's ripped, which is phenomenal. I'd be happy to move sideways into Q1 if it would happen. Okay, so that's one. Here's what you would not want to have happen Sorry, let me move this so it's a little bit easier to see. What I would not want to have happen is technically a reversal signal like this goes like this, okay? So that I'm trying to extend the 50, right? If you get a breakdown where you lose the 50, come down, find support, I guess, you know, theoretically 53 could do it, come back up and it rejects again, like, market's over. The market's over, at least for a while. Which is what happened here, by the way. Okay, came down, up, tried to get over the 50, couldn't, hit the A line, boom. Half. We lost half our value. Okay? Well, no, so what I mean by that, Bobo, is like bull run's over because it would just be a trend down at that point. So you would see that shit moving forward. Down to whatever the big time reversal would be. Okay. So again, that is the second scenario that I'm describing here. First one is we just come down and retest a higher low. Aquarian's saying macro still looks like a higher low. Yeah, it kind of does. But if we're being honest, this is a rising wedge, right? Let me change this so it only shows up on one day. That is a rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern on a 3-day chart. Yeah, I agree. Oh, 48, yeah, okay, that's fine. You're right. It wouldn't even be that bad because, like, even trends hold, it can reverse if you lose a higher low. It can reverse backwards, up, right? Quite frankly, at Corian, I would take, like, no joke on this. That would be amazing. Right? That'd be the line in the sand. We could hold the trend. Like, that would be outstanding. I would load up so much if I got $4,000 again. It'd be unreal. Would I short the A-line? If I saw a rejection on the A-line, I absolutely would. 100%. Now, when I say short, I don't ever really short aggressively, ever. The only time I've ever shorted aggressively on high leverage was that whole Litecoin Walmart news. Okay, I shorted that aggressively on high leverage. When I short in crypto, and this is just me knowing my own biases, I usually just like 1x hedge or maybe 1.5, because I truly believe that the long-term trend on crypto is up. I truly believe that, and it's hard for me to have high conviction plays on leverage, even if I have a good signal. So I'd rather lock in my USD value if I see something that's worth shorting. And then I would just take that off with more tokens whenever I decided that that was over. That's a good question, though. I really wanted this to get down to like 66 on ETH BTC, like really badly. Because just so you know, guys and gals, the A-line concept works both ways. So that would have been a perfect spot for ETH BTC to pull up. Like perfect. But even the best laid plans of mice and men. Other things that make me less bearish, again, just kind of leading to the hypothesis that Ethereum could still drive this thing if BTC becomes range bound. Which, don't let me get off this topic without talking about gold, without talking about the dollar. Because it actually would sort of make sense. Sonia, you made it. It would sort of make sense for Bitcoin to move sideways and for other things to move if institutions are using a valuation system to look at Bitcoin that aligns it as a store of value. A store of value when the dollar is strong goes down. That's what happens to gold. That's what happened yesterday. So it would make sense. It would lead to the hypothesis that Bitcoin could retrace and Ethereum could move forward, which would actually just be kind of the second phase of the cycle, right? So we'll see. Now, this to me is a bullish indicator, all right? We took out the highs from September after coming down. We wicked down into this level. Go even further if you want. And we've held on DeFi perp. Why is ZEC up 17% today? Can someone tell me that? What the fuck? Yeah. I know. Like, yes, you're right. Yes, Mark. Privacy coins pump when people take profit on BTC and want to hide it. XXT, that's the most incredibly logical thing I've ever heard. Wi-Fi have, okay, this is some good shit, man. This is why I like having you guys around. Because even though we only got 60, 70 people in here, every single one of you knows this shit. And we get some gems, all right? XXT, that was an incredible ad. Jaspo, Wi-Fi is having a community call tomorrow to discuss how to improve tokenomics. That's really interesting to me. And kind of makes me want to speculate on Wi-Fi. Take a long position, even if it's just short term. That's a great, great thing to bring up. Because Wi-Fi is depressing. Wi-Fi should be doing better. This broadening cylinder has been respected going back to the start of the year. And it's just gotten shit on, man. Can I ask a serious question on ADA? Yeah, man, go for it. I did add it to my list after you guys talked shit about it. Or kept asking me about it. So it's here. Go for it. Guys, I've not even looked at this chart on AVAX. Did not know this was here. Look where it rejected. Look where it rejected. I had no idea. You know what, Jasper? I haven't. Oh yeah, yeah. The whole strudel. I bought strudel and I bought BBTC recently. I'm a whole coiner of BBTC, so I'm doing what I can to help out. So Sandy says, "Why are you so negative about ADA? What of the FA or anything else makes you bearish? Leave out the delays of updates for the time being." So again, per my reference about Uncommon Core's podcast that just came out, they brought up ADA, where you can't, like literally, I think the example they gave was like, you can't even value ADA based on what they do because they've never done anything. And you have to use your valuation based on the strength of the community that they've built, which is fine for trading, okay? Let me go back to the chart. Because I don't know why, dude. Like, apparently if you ever bought ADA, like, I don't know if you gotta like get a tattoo or some shit, or you have to like swear an oath to Charles or what. But if you once owned ADA, like, you fucking love that shit, and I don't get it. But the fact that those guys on Uncommon Core were like, well, I mean, you can't even really value it, you know, as like a functioning product, because it's not a functioning product. You just gotta look at the community they built. So if there's a community, if they ever do figure something out, then it should have a pretty nice pump. And I bet those dudes take positions in that. I remember, I don't even have it on here, but I remember Sue tweeting about XRP after the news came out about the SEC, you know, investigating XRP and how it got absolutely shit on. He was like, I'm gonna take a long, because like the news is already priced in. If anything positive happens, this thing's gonna moon. And I was like, that's a really interesting contrarian approach to that trade, but there's heavy liquidity into it, and you know, it makes sense. So like, it's the same concept with ADA. The bar has been set so low on ADA. Yeah, okay, so no doubt. So Sonia says it's made smart contracts available, development of projects are happening at the moment, blockchain is super complicated and complex and stable. Okay. The bar has been set so low on ADA that like the moment there's a functioning project on ADA, it's gonna moon. What I'm saying is like, why am I so negative on it? Because I very much loathe missed opportunities, and this feels like a gross missed opportunity, right? Like they had such an unbelievable advantage that they blew. And I know that like it's complex and it's complicated and it is stable, which is nice. But like, then pay the money to entice people to come build on it. Do something. And they haven't, so I don't get it. Evergrande is bad. All right. I got off my track here a little bit. I'm gonna go back. Yes, Evergrande is bad. I want to make this point. It came out in the Stack Labs chat earlier. It's not EVM compatible. It's made in a language that no devs know about. Why would you make something that no devs know about when you know, like, that doesn't make it better to me. That does not make it better. Hey, we made this so good, nobody knows how to fucking use it. Okay. Great call, guys. Okay. Let's talk Evergrande. Let's talk markets. Let's talk a theory where Bitcoin retracts and everything else moves. Did Evergrande default? I don't know. They've been near it though, and China has said they're going to bail them out. So I don't really understand what the issue is, right? I don't understand why people care so much. Okay, it has not. Fine. Are they close? Sure. Would it be inevitable without help? Yes. Okay, so these are the things that we know. So in my mind, like, that's baked into the market. The scope of what's going on with Evergrande is not shit compared to what happened in 0809. Like, it's nothing. It's a big deal for China and China's economy, which will have lagging impact, but it won't be like when Lehman Brothers and all that, Arthur Andersen, all that shit, like, completely broke down. Because, yeah, I don't think they'll let it default either. But it can cause issues in the country, right? Like, that's all we're saying. China's economy is already slowing down, as you would expect it to be. They would take a hit, Sonya, but like, that's fine, but not in America, okay? And if you do, it's going to be minimal, right? All the shit that happened post 0809 was to stop this stuff from happening again. The article that came out first looked like everything was all scammy and on purpose to manipulate the markets. Would the hit of Evergrande be defaulting? Yeah, by the way, Quantumus, I don't know who you are, but I'm glad you're here. Because you nailed it. I'll read it in a second here, but I want to keep vibing on my current thought. Yeah, I mean, like, does anybody even really actually know China's monetary policy? Because, like, it's not like we have any idea about what they're doing. So yeah, like it could be easily just kind of swept under the rug, right? So what I think is actually happening is this. The implications of a weakening Chinese currency pumps the US dollar. Because who the fuck else are you going to use? Okay? The implication of a weakening Chinese dollar makes the dollar pump, which is what's happening. So I would argue that the biggest issue here with the current markets is the dollar. Okay? If this thing rips to 97, we're gonna have issues, guys and gals, y'all. Which, by the way, I'm wearing Invisalign right now, or Smile Direct Club. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I can tell. I just put them in last night. That shit hurts. So I think you have the dollar strength as a bigger issue than Evergrande. The dollar strength. Agreed. Shady Capital says the market's priced in summer 22 rate hike now, so it's also bumping the dollar. For sure, it's going to. We have to, guys. We have to. Real quick, I'm going to go back to what our new friend Quantumus just said about ADA, because he said it more succinctly and better than I could regarding ADA. Staking, nothing. Smart contracts actively being built, no. Ethiopia using Cardano to have resumes be super reliable in an unreliable country, no. DEX is out soon, no. Any Ethereum smart contracts can't be used on Cardano, nothing can. Burgundy, nothing. White papers proving the scalability and higher TPS, nothing. So essentially, it's a list of things that like they have not done. And so that's why until they do something, ADA is a meme. It's a pumpable meme. And like I said, the minute they can do something, I am certain it will pump. Because inexplicably, they've built a community of people who are fucking insanely excited to hold ADA. Like, unreal. So, oh, by the way, Camel Can, I meant to message you. I turned off ads. I got your message from Kaz. I turned off ads for subs, man, so you're good. You impacted the show. Yeah, it's just not worth it, man. It's just not worth it. After I got rugged by my internet the other day, which was amazing. By the way, how about that drop on Atom the other day? I cannot believe I did not buy anymore. Right down into the previous flip, okay? And then boom, right back up. Perfect. Yeah, it was about 3 hours. It was actually a little bit less than that. But yeah, so if you sub, no more ads. I didn't know you could do that. Again, guys, boomer, okay? I don't know this shit. Yeah, let's talk about Sol, because it's like everybody's favorite thing to talk about, including my own. Yeah, there it is. Hanad. Yeah, we'll take a look, right? No. I think Solana needs his shit to get off the pot in a real way here. Or else we're probably going to retest this area. So that was resistance. We broke through. It should theoretically be support. Here's your long-term trend line going back to August. So if it doesn't like reverse upward soon and bigly, I would say $200. $200 should be good. So Quantumus says, I hope you get out before that 50% VC ownership does. And Solana going to be all about the timing on that one. That is true. Yeah, 187. I mean, right. You can see the line. 187 to 200. It has to be a range on Solana. You can't just like set it and forget it. So it'd be looking for reversals around that area. So 200 to 187, depending on when it happens, right? If it happens like straight down today, yeah. We'll see there. So here's the thing on what Quantumus just said. I hope you get out before that 50% VC ownership does. I think that a lot of people are very, very bullish on what's trying to be done on Solana long term. And yes, VCs have a ton of money in this now that they got for nothing, and it's unlocking or whatever. Yeah, I did not. I would just not necessarily say that it's going to 100% straight, like just break every level of support there is. Yeah. I wish. I wasn't that quick. Somebody asked about something else too. Dot. Well, we hit the parachain auctions. That was yesterday, right? Is that going on today? For Dot? Officially today. Okay. Got it. So now anybody can get in. My prediction if everything was ripping and raring is that we'd be up by 72. That didn't happen. And here we are kind of messing around near all-time highs. I kind of figured that this would be a sell the news event because I've yet to have somebody explain to me what the difference is with what Dot's doing with their parachains versus what Atom's doing, okay? No one's explained it to me well. So I've yet to see anything that really gets me excited about Dot, okay? Not that it isn't there, I just haven't learned about it. I tried once and got frustrated and was like, what the fuck is this? And then I was done. Not to say that it can't work. Quantumist has been dropping dimes. Maybe he can tell us, because it sounds like this dude knows what he's talking about, which is great. By the way, welcome, my friend. But from a price-only perspective, parachain auctions will lead to greater development. We got in all-time highs and it kind of rejected. I would very much play this based on what's happening in the general crypto alt market. If it breaks down, this is not going to be saved. I'll go generous on this trend line and say that it held it, which I guess it did. So that's good. But if it breaks down, then you'd see the same sort of price action that we were talking about with Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? Aquarian says, I put the ones I wanted on parachain auctions to forget and sold the rest on the top. I now have zero available. Good for you, man. It's a good play. It's a good play. I had people ask me about it here at like 28, and I was like, yeah, it looks good. But I didn't actually do anything with that information, so I got dunked on. Yeah, I thought it would, to be honest. Yeah, so if you look at the VPVR, which is not something I pull up on stream very often because people get confused looking at it. Yeah, you see a ledge here. That's pretty big. This actually is a fast zone, okay? So I wonder if that's why. Has brought it up. Yeah, Oh My's Go. It's fucking ridiculous right now. So the thing is, like, you could actually see this eaten up really, really quickly. It does lend to 200 as the area, but like, yeah, so if the edge is in the hole, then you would look at it down here by 200, which is what we just talked about. I would be very, very hard pressed to see us lose 135 on Sol ever. Yeah, no, you're good. That's a limited universe, Quantumist. How the fuck is it still up here? What? That indicator is called the VPVR. It's actually a stock indicator on TradingView. So are people just arbing? What the fuck? Well, I guess you can't even arb because it's perp. What's going on here? I'm pretty confused about this. Apparently, there's an airdrop for holding Omisgo. People are buying the coin and hedging the perp. So they literally, oh my god. So if you game theory that out, once the drop happens, then what? King Drellcar, man, I just went over it. Needs to hold this area or rip higher, or else we're going to go back down to like 190, 200. Insanity. Blaster Rays. J Killa. Scarface, how's everybody doing? Oh, we're getting raided by somebody that's 200 people. What's up, everybody? Monolize Loco? I don't know. Yeah, I try what I can, man. Go for it, Scarface. Airdrop will land, Snapchat taking up wallet holders in 1 hour and 9 minutes? What? Hold on, 12th? No. If it's 12th November at the turn, that's literally in 1 hour and 10 minutes from now. So it's literally going to be in an hour. Wow. Well, I gotta say, I don't know what you're doing in an hour, but if I were you, I would tune in because that shit's gonna be hilarious. No, you're fine, Camel. Ah, dude. Look, I'm not popular yet. I can't really see who's actually walking. No, hold on. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. D saying down. Did the guy who said he wanted to ask a soul question ever actually ask it? I didn't hear it if he did. Oh, I'm fucking up my green screen. Well, whatever. There we go. Should I sell your Solana? All right, here's my thing on Solana, all right? If Solana does not move forward soon, I think you'll see $190 to $200, right? So it'll be, yeah, we'll do. It's never, like, here's the other thing. It's never a bad idea to take profits, right? There we go. What is loop ring? Ticker. I was gonna. Fuck's sake. There we go. LRC. Yeah. We got a nice little triangle. Yeah, on the daily. Yeah, so just real quick, guys. Anytime you get price action like this, price is condensing, it's coiling. It is going, it's moving towards an explosive move. It doesn't always mean the explosive move's up, though, just so you know. Sorry, guys. There we go. Yes. Trevor just asked about the roll-ups. CHR, is that Chili's? Chili's? Yeah. Chromia. I mean, these are strong as hell. Yeah. Looks good. I don't know anything about it though, right? So, by the way, anybody who's new and still hanging around, my background is in technical analysis, so TA. Happy to look at whatever you want me to look at. But I can't really offer an opinion on what's happening. That's good advice from Jaspo. So there are people. OVR, yeah. There are people who literally all they do is just find new protocols and just trade them in case there's an airdrop, right? Like you could argue that that's what happened with like good bridging, right? Injective. Injective actually looks decent. So that breakout needs to be sustained on Injective. Looks good though. It's not crazy pumped. It's actually near neutral momentum too. If there's news on Injective or catches a bid, that'll rip. Somebody asked about Aave, and like Aave kind of goes into the conversation about all of what's happening with DeFi, which by the way, guys, I don't have a ton of time here, so it's kind of unfortunate. I got a bunch of rated people. Aave, all of DeFi is in a weird spot. Aave is lagging bizarrely. Wi-Fi is lagging bizarrely. The DeFi perp actually doesn't look terrible, which is a good indicator. For those of you who don't know it, DeFi perp is essentially the top 25 market cap DeFi coins all mixed together. And it's just continuing. It's like, all right, you know, higher high, higher low, higher high. So it's still trending. And we want it to hold this like 13.6 area until I know where's buddy. And then, you know, we'll keep running. Yeah, I do. I think whatever people anticipate will happen, like, won't, right? So if there's a thought, I mean, it's ridiculous, man. If the thought is as soon as the drop happens, everyone will sell, that could happen, but like, I don't know what the liquidity is. I don't know if somebody can check that offhand, but it's probably manipulatable. So if somebody wants to come in and absolutely just squeeze the shit out of people that are shorting right now, it's a vulnerable situation. By the way, it's a situation that I personally will not play. Okay? Like, just don't fuck with it. Right? A whale could do it. 100% a whale could do it. Alright, so there's the perp. And here's Coinbase. So we got $13 and $17.43. It's a huge gamble. Okay? If you're gonna play that game, man, you better do it in a side account. Yeah, don't be stupid. All right, yeah, bro, if you turn 10 into 220, like, that's 22x. Take your money. Right? Just know that there's always a bigger fish out there. There's always a bigger whale. So whatever you think is going to happen, I don't know. Yeah, so by the way, this is like my one... So this is like my last thing, and then I got to go. Hi, I'm new here. What kind of strategy are you running? Yeah. I am a crypto macro bull, right? So I think that crypto is going to eat TradFi. I am a swing trader by trade, and I try to catch big moves. So what I'm most known for is probably catching major macro turns in the market and just kind of scalping my way along, right? I have a chat room on Telegram. I just dropped a link where there's a lot of people in that room that I just dropped that are absolute G's and know more about crypto than most people have forgotten. So it's a cool community of people that share good setups. Yeah, wow, 150, that's crazy. So that's Stack Labs chat room. And it's full of people that are old school crypto that are out here grinding. Mark asked how much of my portfolio is in crypto at the moment. 20%. It was 80%. Thank you, sir. Just for all you to know, Jared himself is a fucking genius, and I learned so much in the last months. No, I'm not a genius. Okay, so like my basic strategy and all this, my basic idea in all of crypto and trading is use logic, catch big moves. You don't have to use leverage to get rich, and that's why I have a fund that all it does is switch between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stables, right? Holy shit, Acorian. Acorian just gave out 10 subs. Thank you, my friend. So, you do not have to have big money to make huge multiples. You don't have to use leverage to make big multiples. I have a fund that's all it does. Is it kind of gives an example of how you can do it without not really time and space. Not really. If you come into the chat room, you can ask me questions about it. I'm not going to do it on here. but it's a way to prove that I'm not, you know, LARP, I guess. So take that for what it is. So yeah, I said 20% of my present portfolio is in Bitcoin. That's right. So yeah, somebody asked what's going on with OmiseGo. That was a great succinct explanation there. People bought OmiseGo on spot to get the airdrop, which happens in now 58 minutes. And they hedged their position by shorting it. So essentially I can buy spot and I can short the perp, and you essentially have no risk, except for there's a $5 spread right now between the perp and spot, right? And yeah, it's called Boba. It's token airdrop. Carrie, if you're asking me what platform is, what this platform is, I'm trading on TradingView. Okay. You can see my name here, JM plus EV on Twitter. Give me a follow. I do have to run, guys. It's terrible. Literally, most people we've had in ever. So thank you to whoever rated. I hope you come hang out. Come hang out in the Stack Labs Telegram room if you want to chat more. I usually respond to every question that I get in there. Okay. Good hanging out. Nice meeting all of you. I hope you come back and hang out again soon. You know, just very logical, macro conversation about crypto. Thanks, everybody. As per my customary plan when I outro, I got 1 minute. If you got one last question, I'll take the best question and I'll answer it. Camel-Can, thank you.
5 to the 4 to the 3.
Daster, absolutely.
Word.
We got Penn State. This outro music is started from the bottom, now we hear. Because that's crypto, baby. Let's go. Why penguins live on the South Pole? Yeah. Why don't they? Why do they? I don't know, man. Oh, you got a good one? I want to get to it. Retest the lows. Retest the lows. 40. That's where BTC goes next. Jump in the Telegram room, guys. Thanks for coming out.